I am done entertaining you, and I'm done being
exactly. You don't
called
want to
a
answer.
book.
Thank you. Get the hell off my show, you dumb inbred MAGA buffoon. That's what you are.
Hey, I just fell into your radio station, and I'm being extremely entertained.
Well, I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know how you can spew that such hatred just towards a human being.
I'm spewing.
What
did I say that was spewing hatred towards a human being?
you have characterized MAGA people as disgusting.
Nope, never said that. Nope, never said that. I never
You
said.
just said
Nope,
we were
nope,
ill-informed.
nope. I never said all people that voted for Donald Trump are ill-informed. I said a lot of people are. I never said every single person was. So let me ask you a question. You're very offended, Shelley, that I said a large portion of MAGA Trump supporters are ill-informed. Are you just as offended at Donald Trump pardoning a bunch of January 6th insurrectionists, some of whom beat cops? Does that bother you more? Or does it bother you more that I said there are a lot of Trump supporters that are ill-informed? What bothers you more, Shelley?
As far as an insurrection, I don't believe that.
That's not what I don't care. I don't care what your definition of it was. That wasn't my question. What bothers you more? Donald Trump pardoning people who beat police officers on January 6th, or me, a talk show host, saying that there are a lot of Trump supporters that are ill-informed? What bothers you more?
You have a larger audience, I would say you.
Okay, so let me just get this right, Shelley, because this is so ridiculous. By the way, you're entertaining me. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So you're telling me, Shelley, on this show right now, me saying that there are a large portion of people who voted for Trump that are ill-informed bothers you more than people who beat police officers on January 6th. Is that what you're saying, Shelley?
Because we don't know the full story on January 6th. Actually,
no. Shelley, actually, we do. A lot of those people pled guilty, and there's video of them beating cops. So you're wrong, and you're not going to get out of this one. I will ask you one more time, okay? What bothers you more? Donald Trump calling them hostages and patriots and pardoning people who beat police officers with their own baton on January 6th, or me, Brian Shapiro, a talk show host, who says some Trump supporters are ill-informed? What bothers you more, Shelley?
I would say you calling me ill-informed.
Okay, well, you sound like an idiot, Shelley, but that's okay. We can continue the conversation. What bothers you more, me calling somebody like you ill-informed, or Donald Trump bragging about going into teenage locker rooms and watching teenage girls undressing in a sexual manner like he did on the Howard Stern show? What behavior bothers you more?
I don't condone walking into females.
Didn't ask you whether you condone it or not. That wasn't the question, Shelley. Please pay attention. What bothers you more? Me, Brian Shapiro, a talk show host, saying some Trump supporters are ill-informed, or the man who you support who bragged about going into teenage locker rooms sexually to watch teenagers undressing? What bothers you more?
I don't believe that was the comment he made.
It was 100%. It was 100. Nope. You're not going to get away with this one. He absolutely admitted to doing that on the Howard Stern show. And we also have several women. Well, it's not my fault that you're ill-informed. That's where the ill-informed stuff comes from. But that's okay. We'll take it further, Shelley. What bothers you more? Brian Shapiro, a radio host who says people like you are ill-informed, or Donald Trump lying about the 2020 election and not conceding, the only president in American history? What bothers you more?
Oh, he didn't lose.
Okay, well, then you're an imbecile, Shelley. You're just an imbecile.
Well, thank you.
Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence that he didn't lose? Shelley, you must know something.
We were trying to have a conversation on the opposite side.
No. It's not a I'll do whatever the hell I want, Shelley, and there's nothing you can do about it. But guess what? Shelley, you're the one who thinks that that's not a conversation on the opposite side. The earth is not flat, and Donald Trump didn't win the 2020 election, and you are an imbecile. Repeat after me. Hi, I'm Shelley, and I'm an imbecile, and I'm ill-informed. And I condone Donald Trump's behavior, but I get very angry when a radio host says that I'm ill-informed. Repeat after me, Shelley. I'm an imbecile.
Find it entertaining to insult me? I'm trying to have a conversation.
I can't have a conversation with somebody who says the earth is flat and Donald Trump won the 2020 election.
I don't believe I ever said the earth was flat.
No, but you said Donald Trump won the 2020 election, which makes you just as stupid.
Thank you. So I'm ill-informed.
Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence that Trump won the 2020 election?
That's the problem with people like
Where's your evidence?
Insult instead of have a conversation.
Okay, let's have a conversation, Shelley. Where's your evidence that Trump won the Where's your evidence that Trump won the 2020 election? Where's your evidence?
Where's the extra 20 million votes that have never occurred before?
You don't answer a question with a question. You just said that Trump won the 2020 election. Where's your evidence? Was anything proven in a court of law? Who is the person that presented the evidence?
You know what? No, not in a court of law. My dead mother voted in 2020. So there's your evidence. There was cheating.
Okay, so because allegedly,
my dead mother voted in 2020.
So allegedly, because I don't know if you're okay. So let me get this right. So because you claim you have evidence that one person that is dead voted.
I have proof.
Let me finish, Shelley. Now you're being rude. Because you claim you have proof that one person that you know that's dead voted, that must mean that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. Do you realize how stupid you sound, Shelley?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Shelley, you deserve to be insulted because you are ill-informed and uneducated, and you have absolutely no, it's not okay. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. But here's the thing, Shelley. You can't even admit that people beating police officers is far more serious than somebody who insults somebody. But I do find this interesting because the guy who you support, you claim you don't like insults, but the guy who you support has attacked Gold Star families, has attacked people of color, has attacked POWs. I don't respect John McCain because he was captured. He's attacked women on looks. He's attacked Mexicans. He has literally nicknames and insults for everybody that he disagrees with. But apparently you don't have a problem with that, but you get so insulted when somebody calls you an idiot. That makes you a hypocrite.
I've never said I was not insulted by him doing that behavior. Just because I support the Republican Party does not mean I condone his behavior.
But you still voted for him. But you still voted for him, though.
Well, I didn't appreciate the lockdowns, and I didn't appreciate being masked by the previous administration, and I didn't appreciate all the illegals coming across the border. No,
Were there any illegals crossing the border when Donald Trump was president first go around? Were there any illegals crossing the border when George W. Bush was president?
It then, and I don't like it now, and I've never liked it.
Okay, so this isn't
because my father came in the right way. The long way.
So you're okay with you're okay with people that are in this country that are nonviolent criminals being sent to El Salvador prisons, some of the highest maximum security prisons in the world that are nonviolent criminals? Are you okay with that?
If you're not here legally,
not what I asked you. Not what I asked you. Answer the question.
I'm okay with it.
Not what I asked you. Not what. Why don't you
Yes,
go?
I am.
Why don't you go to Gaza? I wish you were deported. What do you think about that?
I'm an American citizen.
I don't care. You're an American idiot. I wish you were deported to Gaza. What do you think about that?
I don't support the Gaza war. I don't
support idiots like you. You should be deported to Gaza.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me tell you something. You're saying you're okay with people in this country that are nonviolent criminals being deported to some of the highest maximum security prisons in the world and being treated like animals. And you're okay with that? People that don't have due process? Shame on you. Shame on you.
They're illegal. They're not entitled to due process.
Hey, dummy. Hey, dummy. What does it say in the Constitution? Does it say any illegal or citizen? Hey, dummy. What does it say in the Constitution? Does it say any person or does it say any citizen? Tell me what. Let's see how.
They're not a citizen.
Answer the question. Answer the question. Hey, dummy. Answer the question. I need you to pay attention, dummy. Okay, I need you to pay attention.
I need you to.
What is it? I'll say whatever the hell I want to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. What does it say in the Constitution? What does it say? Does it say any person, or does it say any non or citizen? What does it say in the Constitution about due process?
United States Constitution.
You're such a. You don't even know what it says, do you? You don't even know what it says in the Constitution, do you, Shelley?
Yes, actually, I do.
What does it say? Does it say any person, or does it say any citizen?
I am done entertaining you, and I'm done
exactly. You don't want to answer. Thank you. Get the hell off my show, you dumb inbred MAGA buffoon. That's what you are. What a dummy you are.
I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. Right, I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away.
So that's Donald Trump, who is bragging about going into teenage girls' locker rooms without their permission, watching them undress in a sexual manner. And Shelley doesn't have as much of a problem with that as she does me calling somebody like her ill-informed. Thank you for the call, Shelley. I meant what I said. I pray to God, I pray to Jesus that you are deported to MAGA because you are despicable and you are Donald Trump's base. How can I have a How can I have a conversation with you about why you voted for Donald Trump when you literally can't name one policy and you can't even give me one fair criticism of Kamala Harris?
I just wanted to provide a little perspective on why I voted for Trump and just get your opinion.
Okay.
I seem like I feel like I'm a bit like you are. I think that you're an independent. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I used to be part of the Democratic Party and was really interested in Howard Dean back in 2004. I don't know if you remember back then, but it was anybody but Bush. And I was so driven for Howard Dean and was out canvassing for him in some of the states to try to get him elected.
I appreciate that history. I do. But just for time constraints, my friend, if that's okay, tell me why you voted for Trump.
Well, okay, so I'd like to bring you back to something that Woodrow Wilson said. And I don't know if you're able to look it up on your end there, but it starts off with, "I'm a most unhappy man." Have you ever heard that quote from him?
I haven't. And with respect, I want to hear from you, not Woodrow. Well, with respect, let's have a conversation. Tell me, what was it about Kamala Harris that made you say to yourself, I would rather vote for a 34-count felon liable abuser? What was it that was so bad about Harris that you wanted this guy?
Well, that's why I go back to this quote, and why I think the history is really important is because I think perspective has really been thrown off. You know, we are just a series of perceptions. Where do we get those perceptions? We get those perceptions from the media that we take in, or the information that we take in.
What went through your mind on January 6th?
Terrible day.
Why would you vote for the guy that lied about the 2020 election? And that we all know that's why January 6th happened. Why would you vote for that?
Well, because to me, that's where I think exactly what I'm trying to get back to on this quote is because what Woodrow Wilson was pointing back to.
Mike, I'm not trying to interrupt you, and I appreciate. I'm not trying to be rude, Mike. I'm asking you, the human being, Mike. You sound like a nice guy. Police officers were beaten that day. He lied about the 2020 election. I'm just asking you, what was so bad about Kamala Harris that you were willing to put aside what took place on January 6th? You were willing to put aside the fact that he bragged about going into teenage locker rooms. You were willing to put aside the fact that he had the biggest tax breaks for the top 1% and that he's a 34-count felon. What was it about Kamala Harris that was so bad that you said, I'm okay voting for this guy? That's what I'm trying to figure out you, not a quote from, Winston Churchill. So tell me, Mike, the human being, what is it about Harris that was so bad? I just want to try to understand you, Mike. That's all.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you trying to get down to that.
Yeah.
So exactly what's there for me is just the establishment. And that's kind of why I brought up Howard Dean, was because they told us in 2004 that
Howard Dean wasn't running. I'm asking you specifically with respect. Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
What was it about? That's a general statement you're making about the establishment. I want specifics.
Yeah.
What was it about Harris that you didn't like? Give me a policy. Give me some policies that you like from Trump that you didn't like that Harris proposed. I'm trying to get to specifics, not generalizations. You understand what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah, and I would like to just get to history if I possibly can. Like specifically what's there.
Mike, I'm trying to be Mike. I'm trying to be patient with you. You keep going back to history. You keep going back to history and quotes. I'm not asking you that question. What I am asking you for, okay, I'll make it easier for you, Mike. It doesn't sound like to me you want to criticize Kamala Harris, which I find interesting, but let's talk about Donald Trump. Give me some positives. What has he done in the last 5 or 6 months that you like?
Well, what's there for me with Trump is that Trump is an outsider. Trump is not part of the establishment.
That's not a policy. That's a generalization. That's your opinion. I'm asking you about a specific policy. What do you mean not an outsider? We can have a felon come in there that's not an outsider. We could have a serial murderer that's that's a general statement. Well, he's an outsider. Give me something specific that he's done, not a character trait in your opinion. What has he done in the last 5 or 6 months where you could say to yourself, man, I'm really happy I voted for that guy?
Well, because he's the one that stands up to the establishment. He's the
That's
one that
another
reaches out
general.
and says,
okay, so you're just going to give me. Mike, you're just going to give me generalizations? You can't name me one policy that you like under Donald Trump? All you're doing is giving me generalizations. Be specific. Why did you vote for him? Give me a policy. All I hear from you, Mike, I'm trying to be patient with you, but all I hear from you is generalization, establishment, outsider. Those are generalizations. I need you to be specific. What is it about Kamala Harris you didn't like about her policies? What is it about Donald Trump? Name me a policy you like. I don't think that's a unfair question I'm asking you. You ask me policies I liked about Harris, I would tell you. Tell me what policies you like under Trump.
Okay. I apologize. I know that you're reaching and wanting me to answer your question, and I'm just trying to get a perspective that's outside your normal talking points.
So what do I say that's a talking point?
Well, I mean, you're very smart, you're very articulate, and you're very up to date on current facts.
Okay, thank you.
Like that.
That's not. So what do I say that's a talking point? You said I have talking points.
And I like the fact that. I also like the fact that you're independent. I like the fact that you think independently.
I appreciate, Mike. I appreciate you saying that, but with respect, I'm not bringing up talking points. Okay, these what is going on right now with us in a war in Iran is an ill-advised war. The war in Ukraine is still going strong. Right now, they're talking about this alligator Alcatraz. Meanwhile, people in Texas are still missing. Over 100 people have lost their lives. He's gutted the NOAA. He's pardoned people who beat police officers on January 6th. He's called them hostages and patriots. And I'm not getting anything from you. I'm just getting generalizations. Why can't you name me some things you like that he's done? When you say, well, he's an outsider, so what? What does that matter? Give me the results. What has he done in the first 6 months that you like? It's a very fair question, and I've asked it like 7 times, man. I'm trying to be patient with you. Can you not name me? Can you not name me one policy you like? Just tell me if you can't.
You are being patient, and I do feel like I could talk about some policies.
Well, tell me. Give me one. Then give me one.
Well, what I'm trying to get to is something different.
Okay, well, name me a policy. You just said you could, so name me one. Name me a policy you like.
I just think that you are old enough to also see.
I'm not interested in your history lessons. Give me a policy that you like. You just said you could name policies. Can you name me a policy? I've now asked you like 10 times. How can I have a conversation? How can I have a conversation with you about why you voted for Donald Trump when you literally can't name one policy and you can't even give me one fair criticism of Kamala Harris? I don't want to hear, with respect, sir, about Winston Churchill quotes or about history. I want to know, why is it you voted for a 34-count felon, liable abuser who is ruining this country? You can't name me one policy. Please, I'm asking you again for the last time. Name me one policy you like under Donald Trump. Please, sir, please. I'm begging you.
Okay. Well, I apologize. I feel like I've wasted your time. But
you have.
Thanks for having me on.
You have wasted my time, Mike. You have wasted my time. You laugh and you think it's funny. You can't name one policy you like under Donald Trump, and you want to give me a history lesson on some Winston Churchill quote? You are Donald Trump's base. You've wasted my time, and guess what? People like you have ruined this country because idiots like you voted for Donald Trump. You can't name one policy you like under Donald Trump. Not one. Oh, well, he's not part of the establishment. Oh, well, he's an outsider. So what? Name me some things that he's done that you think are good for the country, and then I'll name you some things he's done that I think are bad for the country. I can't even have a conversation with you people. You're so ignorant, I can't even have a conversation with you. Donald Trump's base, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Mike is Donald Trump's base. Can't name one policy he likes. How embarrassing. I'm talking now. You interrupted me.
Shut up.
Hey, Herb, shut up. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, Herb? Hang up like the coward you are? Exactly.
I just want to ask you a question, and then I'm going to let you go.
Are you going to hang up again?
I just want to hear your answer.
Are you just going to hang up?
Well, I might. It depends. If you pod me down, yeah, I'm going to hang up.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. Well, don't interrupt me then, and then I won't pod you down.
Well, you don't interrupt me.
Okay, well, I'll do whatever. I'll do whatever I want. It's my show, not yours. But
well,
go ahead,
I'll do
Herb.
whatever I want.
Okay, then how about? I mean, I can hang up on you right now if you want me to. Okay, what's your question?
Well, that's up to you.
Oh well, thank you. What's your question,
I
Herb?
just wanted to ask you. The question is that when the ICE agents showed up yesterday in Camarillo, why were there kids there in the first place?
So you've never seen kids at a peaceful protest?
No. So wait a minute. Are you peaceful protest? Brian,
Herb,
they follow the. Okay, let me explain to you what happens.
You've asked me a question.
They follow the ICE agents from the office.
You asked me,
and they follow them out to the locations.
Herb,
where they think they're gonna listen to me, Brian.
Herb, you asked me a
Brian,
question.
That's your problem.
You asked me a question, and you didn't allow me to finish.
Brian,
you let me get one word in, and then you interrupted me. I will let you finish if you let me answer your question. Are you going to let me answer your question first?
Okay. Why were the kids there?
Okay, so don't interrupt me. Let me answer. Some of those kids are with family members. Some of those family members were very concerned that ICE agents were picking up nonviolent criminals. Those kids and those adults that were there, to my knowledge, were not breaking the law. They had the right to be there. They weren't breaking any laws or any rules, and they were allowed to be there. So when you ask, why were those kids there, it's like asking a question like, why is a kid on a sidewalk selling lemonade? They had the right to be there. They weren't breaking the law, Herb. So why are you even asking?
Were they working in the field, Brian?
What did I just say, Herb? What does it matter whether they were working in a field or not?
Those kids, when they got there, were they working in the field?
Do you know all those kids and whether they were working? By the way, if you're under the age of 16, you're not allowed to.
But they picked up 9 kids that were here illegally, and we know that there's 300,000 kids that have been brought into this country that they have no accountability for. They don't know where they are.
Okay,
and
so what's your
point?
Were being
used to pick the crops at that cannabis farm.
Where are you getting that from? Where's your evidence that they were being used there to pick crops?
That was the information that was released by the ICE agents.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's talk about that.
So we're not going to believe the ICE agents anymore?
Okay, so let's talk about that, Herb. Let's talk about that because you care what ICE. Let's talk about the guy that's in charge.
Let's talk about what the ICE agents said.
Herb, you asked me a question. Herb, you asked me a question. Herb, you're doing it again. Herb, you're doing it again. Herb, you're doing it again. Herb, stop talking. Herb, stop. Herb,
think about that.
Herb,
think about it.
Herb, I need you to stop talking. Herb, shut up. I'm talking now. You interrupted me.
Shut up.
Hey, Herb, shut up. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, Herb? Hang up like the coward you are? Exactly. I'll say whatever I want. If you won't shut up, we can't have a conversation. Here's what I was going to try to ask Herb, but he's such a moron. First of all, I was going to go to Tom Homan's comments himself because apparently Herb, and by the way, the ICE agents didn't put out a statement, okay? ICE agents that were there don't put out press releases. You're an idiot, Herb. That didn't happen. Number 2, Tom Homan said they're allowed to go up to people based on physical appearance. So if you want to believe an ICE agent, which, by the way, didn't happen, ICE agents don't put out public statements, Herb. You're a liar. But we knew that about you already. There is no evidence to suggest that those kids were breaking the law. There's no evidence to suggest that anybody out there was breaking the law. What we do know is that a lot of people were rounded up. A lot of people were deported. A lot of families were separated. But Herb seems to have no problem with that. But he claims that those kids were working. Underage children were working there. By the way, there's no evidence to support that. And Herb is saying, well, the ICE agent said, so it must be true. Well, Herb, you said it, so it must be true. You are an idiot, Herb, okay? Have a nice weekend.